So next, you can see that I've built this sort of basic little level. There's nothing special. It's just a box room with just some objects in that I've placed into it. In when we imported the third person character content, we have this level prototyping folder that has some sort of meshes in here that you can use. So you can just click these and drag them into your scene. So feel free to use those as well as sort of making your own shapes. What you can also do with your objects that you place in, on this right hand side, this is sort of the like the properties of the objects that you select. And what you can do is you can do things like you can simulate physics on the objects so that when you run into them, they'll move around and you can sort of knock them about if you want them to. So we can just have a little bit of physics in the game. Um, but what I want to focus on with this tutorial now is once you've sort of done like a basic block out of your level, I want to go through and do a basic pickup item. So what I want you to do is I want you to navigate to your third person folder and then your blueprint. And in here, we're going to create a new blueprint. Now to do that, we're right clicking the content browser. We're going blueprint class. And then we're going to do an actor. I only want you to focus on actors at the moment. You don't have to worry about any of the rest of these things. But an actor is basically just an object that can be placed or spawned in the world. So we're going to do a new actor. And if you've noticed, some of the files, and so like the third person character is called BP underscore third person character. I would like you to try as best as you can to try and follow this naming convention. Just because one, it's a bit more sort of professional and industry standard, but two, you may have multiple things that are named the same thing. So you may have a material and a texture that are both named like grass, but when you're trying to find it, when you're trying to apply it to something, you're not going to know which one's the material and which one's the texture. So if you named it like M underscore grass and T underscore grass, it'll make it a bit more easier to find what you're looking for. So I'm going to call mine BP underscore pickup. And then once we've got that, we're going to do two things. So we're going to open the third person character. And what I'm going to do is up here, this little tab here where it says BP underscore third person character. You don't have to do this, but I'm going to click and drag this and I'm going to insert it into here so it's in the same window as my level. That's just for me, that's my personal preference because I don't like it when it's got loads of different windows open. I get a little bit lost. But once I've done that, I'm going to do the same with my pickup. And now we'll see that we have two tabs open for those. So when you open up a blueprint, there are several sort of sections. We've got this viewport where we can see the model. So in the third person character, you can see, we've got some components. We've got the camera, we've got the third person model, and we've got a collision box around it, or a collision capsule. And then you also have something called an event graph. Now, the event graph is where all of our blueprints are going to be held, which is basically like our visual code. The third person character is going to have a lot of stuff in it already. I don't want you to worry about any of this because, as you can see, they've sort of labeled it where this handles camera input, this handles movement input. It's already like sort of pre-made for you, so you don't need to worry about it. So we're just going to focus on our BP pickup for now. And what we're going to do is up in this component section, we can add an object. So I'm just going to add a sphere. Later on, you'll be able to come in and sort of replace this with your own 3D models that you'll do in your other classes. But I'm just going to raise it up a little bit and shrink it down. And I'll press compile. Now you'll see I have my blueprint ready here. And I can click and drag this into the world. And I can do that as many times as I want. And whenever I change something in here, so let's say I make it really big, it will change in the level and it'll change all of them for us. So I'm going to make this small again. I'm going to raise it a little bit further into the air. There we go. That looks good to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it so that when we pick up this this pickup item, it's going to heal us. So First thing we need to do is we need to come down here and you'll see this little variables tab. So for the pickup, I'm going to create a new variable and you'll see it'll make this here. And I'm going to call it heal amount. And right now, you'll see it's set to a Boolean. But we want it to be an integer, or you could do it as a float. It's up to you. The difference between an integer and a float is that an integer is a whole number, whereas a float can be divided into, it can have a decimal point. So it can be a little bit more sort of precise if you want to do smaller numbers. But I'm going to just do it as an integer for now, just keep things simple. And then we're going to press this compile button. And down here, you'll see we have a default amount for our heal amount. I'm going to set it to 10. And then that's it. That's all we're going to do in this pickup object. And like I said, the only time you'll come back into this is sort of in later tutorials when we go over some more advanced stuff. But you'll come in here if you want to change the default heal amount, or if you want to change the 3D model of it to something different. So next we're going to come over to our third person character and we're just going to come down here to where we've got some empty space. Like I say, I don't want you to get sort of overwhelmed and worried about any of this stuff. But we're going to do the same thing in our player character. We're going to create a variable and we're going to call this, I'm going to call it player health. You can name it whatever you want, but just make sure that you understand. Like, I'd recommend just sort of following what I'm putting, just so that you understand what it is that you're working with. You could name it anything. You could name it like the letter R or something, but it'll make it really hard to diagnose issues in your code if you don't know what the variables mean. So we're going to change that to an integer, we're going to compile, and then we're going to set the player health. I'm going to set mine to 90. And then what we're going to do is we need to check to see if we're colliding with the pickup object. And the way we do that is in this event graph, we right click and we type hit. And that will bring up this event. We're going to put that in. Now, I know this looks quite overwhelming because there's a lot of output pins, but we don't need to worry about any of these except for this other one, because this is checking to see what the other object is that we're hitting. So I'm going to drag off of this, and we want to check to see if we're hitting our pickup. So I'm going to type pickup, and you're going to see this cast to BP underscore pickup. So this is checking to see if we're hitting anything, and this is checking to see if we're specifically hitting the pickup. And then if we are hitting the pickup, we want to do some maths, don't we? So we want to take the player health and we want to add this heal amount onto it. So the way we do that is we're going to drag the player health into the area and we're going to get these two options. We're going to get set player health and get player health. I'm going to do set player health as that's the next action. I'm going to just put a bit of space in between. And I'm also going to get the player health. So I'm going to have that in here. And then now that we've casted to this BP underscore pickup, it now lets us access any of the variables or any of the things in here. We could get a reference to the 3D model. We could get a reference to any of its variables. And the way we do that is we drag off of here, off of the blue pin, let go, and then we're going to type heal amount. And we can get the heal amount from there. So this is the same as this down here. So now that we've got our two variables that we want to add together, all we need to do is drag off of one of them and we can press plus, or we can type add, or we could even type plus. It's pretty smart at figuring out what it is that you need. So we're going to add two integers together. So we've got player health plus the heal amount, and then the result of that, the return value of that, is what we want to set the new player health to. So we've now got a pickup that will heal us. However, what we want is that when, or at least what I want in my game, because right now if I touch these orbs, it's going to heal me, but then it's just going to repeatedly heal me over and over again. So what I want is for the pickup to disappear once I've hit it once. So after we've set the health, we can do destroy actor. Now, if we just leave it like this, it's going to destroy whatever blueprint it's currently in. So right now, because we're doing this in the third person character, you can see it's going to just target itself. But we don't want it to destroy the player character. We want it to destroy the pickup. So all we need to do is drag off of the BP pickup, and we're going to input that into the target. So now the pickup will be the thing that gets destroyed. And just to like tidy things up, because right now we've got this blue line that's sort of overlapping through other nodes, what you can do is you can double click on any of these lines and insert this little pin that you can move around. I do this just for my own sort of mental sanity to avoid what I like to call spaghetti code. So we can organize and structure our code by sort of inserting those pins. You can see in other areas, so like this default blueprint that they've done the same thing, just to sort of make it a bit neater, a bit more readable. So now, when I press play, I'm going to walk into one of these and you'll see that it'll disappear. There we go. Now, that is working perfectly fine. However, because we don't have any sort of UI or anything, we don't have a health bar, we can't actually see anything that's going on. In a future tutorial, I'm going to go over doing health bars, but for now, just for testing purposes, what we can do is we can... so if you've done C# with me or Rob or anyone, you can do like console.writeline, can't you, where you can print something into the console and it'll sort of spit it out at you. You can do something similar in Unreal Engine, and it's called a print string. So if you just type print and then press enter, it'll come up, and this will print whatever is put in here. So right now it's just set to hello. What we want it to do is we want it to print the player health, don't we? So what we can do is we can drag off of this green pin, which is the integer for the player health, and we can plug it into here. And you'll see that it's made this little sort of weird node here. All this basically means is that it's converting an integer into a string value so that it can print it out onto the screen. Unreal Engine sort of handles the conversions for you automatically. You don't have to really do anything else. It's pretty good that way. So now, I'm just going to, if you press this drop down box on some of the nodes, it'll give you some more options, and I'm just going to increase the duration of it so that you have a chance to see it. But now, when I hit this, if we remember, the default value of my health was 90, and I made it so that the pickup's healers for 10. So when I hit the pickup, you should see in the top left corner, it should say 100. There we go. So that's worked. And then if I pick another one up, it should say 110, and then 120. So my pickups are working, but all we need now is in a future tutorial to go over how to represent that on a health bar.